What's up, peeps? How are y'all doing? Good to see y'all again. Welcome to Midweek Online. We are so excited. All kinds of special guests this week. And we're going to kick things off with the band TRIPPP. So take it away, fellas.
What's up, guys? This is Chain Breaker by Zach Williams. Been walking the same old road for miles and miles. You've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies. If you're trying to fill the same old holes inside, there's a better life. There's a better life. You got pain, he's a pain taker. If you feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save him. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. I'll search for the light of day in the dead of night. We've all found ourselves worn out from the same old fight. We've all run to things that we know just ain't right. There's a better life. There's a better life. You got pain. He's a pain taker. Lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. You believe it, you receive it, you can feel it. Somebody testify. If you believe it, if you receive it, you can feel it. Somebody testify, testify, yeah. If you believe it, you receive it, you can feel it. Somebody testify, testify. You got pain. He's a pain taker. You feel lost, he's a way maker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. If you need freedom, save it. He's a prison shaking savior. If you got chains, he's a chain breaker. Thanks, guys.
Woo!
Yeah!
All right, guys.
We love Trip.
Oh, yes,
Trip is
yes,
so
yes.
good.
We got Anne-Marie, we got Haley here. What's up,
Yes,
y'all? How are y'all
yay.
doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
This is like a senior takeover, isn't it?
It
Yep,
is.
it is.
We are
I'm
seniors.
telling you,
We
and you're
are-
just taking over.
And we are taking over.
Just taking over. So what have you gals been doing all this time? What have you been doing during this? How are you occupying your time right now?
Well, I really like to bake, and so I've been like baking a lot, and then watching TV and movies, and doing puzzles with the family, and then playing games.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it for me.
I haven't really been doing that much. I've taken up the hobby of tennis.
Really?
I've played twice, and I'm getting better every time. My serves are finally kind of in. They're not very good, but I've also been walking at cricket.
Awesome.
Just trying to get out of the house.
I hear you. And you celebrated your mom's birthday this past
It was
weekend?
Becky Lou's birthday.
that's
It
past
was
cute.
Becky's
weekend.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Mama.
Was it a good birthday?
It was. I put her on a cleanse, and so she cannot have sweets. And so I felt so bad because it was her birthday, and like we could not have cake. And she was like kind of upset with me, but I was like, sorry, like we stuck to this plan.
Oh
So
my word.
that's the only bad thing. But we did have steaks. So
Oh, well,
That
there you
sounds
go.
good.
that's okay.
A steak
She'll-
makes everything
She'll get over
okay.
it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, you said you were watching some television. Is there anything you've been
Yes.
binge watching?
Well, I've seen Grey's Anatomy like 5 times, and so
That's
I just
crazy.
like still repeat episodes that I really like of that show.
Do you find that there's some episodes that you wish would turn out differently? You just in your mind. I know when I watched the show a bunch of times,
Of
I was
course,
like,
because like whenever they like take characters off the show or something like that, like I always get upset about that
Right.
and are mad that they left. But with like movie wise. My little brother Sawyer, he's 12. He's never seen like the Harry Potter series or the X-Men. He's seen like Avengers and stuff, so we like have been watching all those in order. And
Awesome.
so that's been really fun.
awesome.
Yeah.
I know when I watched The Office. I don't know if
Oh,
the
Such
Scott,
a good
the
show.
Scott. We didn't plan that at all. The Scott's Tots episode is so cringy, and when I watch it every time, I just something in the back of my mind says, "Wish it would just turn out differently."
with him like promising the college
Yes.
tuition.
Well, what are you binge watching?
I watched All American in like 3 days. That was a super good show.
Okay,
I've seen Tiger King. Do we talk about that?
you can talk about it. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I have mixed emotions about Tiger King. It was kind of 7 hours of my life that I'll never get back, but also it was kind of like you need to like put yourself through it. I
Well, you
feel
know
like.
they're talking about doing a movie.
Really?
Have you heard
Really?
about
I
didn't
this?
hear
It's
about
all
that.
over Twitter.
I guess I'll have to watch that too.
They're like
I haven't
who would
watched
play
it yet.
Tiger King and who would play the different characters in it.
I did watch The Notebook too. Have you seen The Notebook?
Yes.
I feel like that's a classic. Like,
But I'm
movie, but
also
I
not
haven't
like a
seen it
big
yet.
fan of romantic comedies.
I see, I love them.
Or that's not even like a romantic comedy. That's just like romantic movie.
Yeah.
But Isa forced me to watch it like
Pretty
last year, I
good.
think. So.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I am obsessed with, and it started last night. For months, I've heard about him doing this documentary on the Chicago Bulls called The
Oh
Last
yeah,
Stand.
my brother.
My dad
My
was
brother's
like,
Oh
excited
my
about
word! Our
that.
special guest today, Michael Jordan, is in the house. He's here.
Goat is here.
Yeah, he's here. He's in the house. Took a lot to get him here, but he's here. But I'm telling you, it is just they go behind the scenes and they just show you stuff, and you're just like, oh my goodness. Scottie Pippen, who's from Arkansas, he's from Hamburg, Arkansas. You ever been to Hamburg?
No.
Nope.
I always feel like I
Can't say
passed
I
by
have.
it. It's on the way here, isn't it? From Louisiana? It's not. Josh is
Josh
shaking
is
his
like,
head.
I don't think so.
You can go through it to go to Louisiana.
Yeah.
but
Well, he's
Is it
from
like
Hamburg,
probably-
Arkansas.
What's the population? How
Like-
big is it?
Probably
3,500
miles?
maybe.
4,000.
Oh my!
Wow.
They did him so wrong. I mean, his contract, like he was like the second best player in NBA, and he was getting paid like hardly nothing. It was sad, but I've been binge
Rigged.
watching that, and like
Yeah.
every
My
Sunday
dad's
night
heard
they've
that.
been showing it, and it was just I could not turn away from it last night. So it was kind of crazy.
There's a lot of good stuff.
Oh, there is. I agree. There's a
So
lot.
much
There's a
more
lot of
time to
great
watch.
things. Since we're talking about seniors, tell me what's some of your favorite senior memories? What's some things that happened at school that maybe that you just think about, or you just a lot of times it's tough on you guys what you're having to go through right now, and I feel bad. I don't think anybody should have to go through what you guys are going through. Just different things. Missing out on prom. I saw where you celebrated prom this weekend.
I did.
Yeah, that was
I
so cute.
swore I was not going to be that girl that like threw her on prom because I was like, that's just not me. But then my friend texted me that Saturday and was like, hey, like just put on a dress, like just get ready for prom. And I was like, what else do I have to do? So yes, I did
Yes.
celebrate
It was
prom.
fun.
I did fall into
Much
that
fun.
trap of doing that.
Do y'all watch the Some Good News thing with John Krasinski?
I've
Yes.
seen it. Yes.
Did you
With
see
the
where he did the
Hamilton
prom?
Hamilton, yes.
He did the prom this weekend.
I haven't seen.
I-
with
I
like
heard
Billie
about that.
Eilish.
Yes,
I saw
yes. Billy out, Chance the Rapper's on there.
I saw
The Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was crazy.
I
Great
saw
show.
that.
I watched
Oh, it's
the
so awesome.
Hamilton.
Yeah, they
thing
did the
when they brought the
Hamilton
Hamilton cast
cast.
on there.
Awesome.
with, like,
Have
all
y'all
the
watched
original
Phantom of the
ones.
Opera yet? It's
Yes,
on YouTube.
I watched
I have
that with my
not.
family.
See that's
It was
that's
so
my
good.
vibe.
Yes,
That's
I
my
need to
vibe.
add that to my list.
So back to senior moments. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
Talk
okay.
about TV.
So what are some senior things that you miss, you think about?
I miss pep rallies. Nettleton pep rallies are super fun. We have a spirit stick that everyone like chants for, and it was just getting good. All the classes were competing, and then they stopped. But yeah, I miss just I don't know seeing people every day. Going to class, I never thought I would miss going to class, but I do miss a classroom setting.
Any special teachers that you miss?
Craig Miller, my NTV teacher, and Glenda Hall, my English teacher. Gosh, they're just two of the best people. I only only had like 4 classes, so
Yeah.
I don't miss all of them.
Right.
My AP Cal teacher, Miss King, and Miss Woodruff. Let's just throw them all in there.
You're
My,
like,
my
just
AP
make sure
Chem teacher.
Well,
just
cover
in
all
case.
your
I
bases.
miss them all.
Cover
I
all
love
your
miss them
bases
all.
while you're at it. Okay.
yeah.
What about you? Any teachers that you miss or?
Well, I definitely miss all my teachers, and I miss my friends because I haven't, gotten to see them. I think, some of the stuff I was looking forward to coming up, just with like, college reveal, like senior tea party and all that stuff, like that coming up would have been really enjoyable. And I do miss going to school, weirdly enough. Of course, not like the work part of it, but just seeing everybody and getting to talk to people. So hopefully that'll, I'll be able to see, my grade.
Did you ever think
before.
those words would come out of your mouth?
No,
Yeah.
because I've always been ready to graduate.
Yeah.
Since like sophomore year, I was ready to graduate, and now I'm like basically graduating.
I know.
So.
I remember my senior year. I remember it being the quickest year of my life. It was the longest, but it was the quickest. You know what I mean when I say that? I mean, just when it happened, it's happened. It was over, and it really hit me when I went back after I graduated to a football game.
That'll be weird.
And you go in the stands, and you're just kind of sitting there, just kind of taking it in, and you're just like, "Wow, what happened?" It's just like that. So you guys are preparing for college, possibly,
Kind of.
kinda.
Trying to.
So we don't know where you're going yet. You're going to make a special announcement on
She's
that.
gonna have
Yeah,
a
reveal.
I have narrowed it down to my like top 2 choices, and it's just deciding from
Are
there.
you prepared to share those top 2 choices?
Uh,
You don't have to if you don't want to.
yeah,
with our beloved youth.
I am. I'm right now. I'm between Baylor and then Belmont. So Nashville and Waco.
Okay.
So I also really like the fact that like both of those are like private Christian universities, and so like that'll be really nice to get immersed, and easy access to get immersed with them, like a Christian environment and everything.
And you're going to be a Razorback.
I am going to be calling those hogs in the fall. You will catch me there front row.
Oh my
everything.
goodness. Josh, are you happy about that?
Very happy.
Way big.
Finally.
We might not
Oh
be good,
my
but
God.
it's okay.
Josh might be the biggest Razorback fan I know though.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
We
telling
have
you.
a lot in common. I'm just
He just keeps putting his Razorback stuff in my office. I'll walk in and there's like a little stuffed hog or something on my desk or whatever.
Those are the best.
Purple and yellow should never go together.
Oh my God. Did you hear him say that? Purple and yellow
Well,
should never
I would
go-
agree, but my
Oh.
best friend's
Yeah,
going to
Cindy
LSU,
Blair.
so I can't say
Oh my
anything.
goodness. Moving along. So what are you guys, so getting ready for college, anything that you're having to do right now to get ready for that? I mean, obviously you're still, but you kind of got your mind set, like what you want to major in or something like that? Or?
Yes. So whichever school I go to, I'll be majoring in musical theater and then doing an emphasis or like a pre-med track to prepare me to take the MCAT after the 4 years. So that was a process, definitely like auditioning for the schools and applying for like their music scholarships and biology scholarships and all that. And so we're just, waiting to hear back from some of that and going from there.
Awesome. And you're going to major in?
I'm going to go the pre-med track. I don't really know what I'm going to major in yet.
Okay. But you're going into pre-med. That's the main
Yes.
thing. Okay.
I'm going to intern with St. Bernard's and try to figure out something. So
I hear you.
hopefully I'll make a lot of money and it'll be good.
So I know it's kind of early in the game, but have you guys thought any about possibly any ministries that you guys may try to plug into, or what are some things that you've thought as far as like church and things like that going to college? Anything in particular?
I can go first. So, like I said, the fact that both of my schools are Christian universities, I do think that makes it, easier on me, getting involved and everything. I am not really sure about like where I am interested in going. Of course, I've talked to people on both of like the admitted students pages, and got to know some girls from there, and just seen, ask them questions about what all they have.
And it's surprising that there's so many resources out there.
Definitely.
That, especially Christian organizations, different Christian groups that are on college campuses that are reaching out. The other day, Jeff, my son, who's at LSU, he had a Zoom room set up where he was talking with several incoming freshmen and just kind of telling them
Yeah,
about
I've done that. I've
about
talked
the
to
BCM and
the
stuff.
musical theater students from both schools on Zoom,
Awesome.
so that was really nice.
Awesome. Well,
For me, I visited Fayetteville a couple times this year, and every time I went to New Heights, which I love. But I do plan on, trying out the different churches, just seeing where I feel most comfortable. I've already talked to a bunch of people about like who were freshmen last year about their church experience, because it's weird for me because I've grown up in the same church. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I've grown up in the same church my whole life, so thinking of going to a new church or different churches in the span of a semester sounds kind of like weird to me. So I've already been reaching out, talking to people about how their experiences went, and also would really like to get plugged into Fayetteville K-Life, which is a program through Kanakuk, and hopefully minister to younger girls, like middle school,
Awesome.
high school.
Well, I know that's something I think you would be incredible at. I think you'd be awesome doing that. If you hadn't been around our student ministry, both of these young ladies have shared on Wednesday nights, and I consider them role models. I think, I'm just saying, they are awesome, and they have ginormous faith, and it's so awesome. And I just want to switch gears real quick. What are some things that God's taught you during this time right now? What are some scriptures that maybe brought you comfort, or just whatever you want to talk about?
I've definitely, my parents and my parents and siblings, they all go to another church, and so it's been really nice that on like Sundays and Wednesdays we've been able to all be together and have our like classes and sermons and hear those and worship, because we do like a live stream type deal, and so that's been really nice to be with them. And then we have started like this, it's a children's Bible, so it's like it's a 365-day like reading the Bible, but then it's like kind of broken down for the younger kids, and so they can understand it. So that really helps Sawyer, and obviously helps me a little bit too, just understanding everything. So that's been really nice. And then doing devotional wise, I think I've been reading a lot about just like patience and trusting the plan that God has in store for us, and not becoming weary and fretful of what's to come. And so Romans 12:12 talks about being constant in being patient in tribulations and constant in prayer, and just making sure that you're still devoted to Him while in a time of crisis.
Awesome.
I think for me, I've gone through, because we've been in this for a month, and some days are definitely
days or something
almost. Some days are definitely better than others, and so I think on the worst days, I just like find myself being like, is God asleep? Like, is He okay? Like, where is He at? Like, is He not gonna fix this? And so obviously I have another part of me saying like, Haley, like, no, that's not true. Like, He's working everything for good. And I was reading in Psalms 46 last night that the Lord is ever present in times of trouble. And so it's like, when I think that He's asleep, you have to remember that, no, like, this is not a shock to Him. Like, this is all in His plan to begin with. And I was listening to Canvas and Clay, because I love that song. On the way here, and it says, nothing has been wasted, no failure or mistake. You're an artist and a potter, and I'm the canvas and the clay. And I just thought that was such a good reminder that nothing in this time we think of this time as being, or sometimes I think that this is kind of wasted time. Like, I just have nothing to do. Like, my purpose is just not being evident right now. And that's not true at all. And that reminds me of Philippians 1:6 that says, He works all things for my good. And He's not finished. And so that's kind of what I have to keep reminding myself during this time, is that this is not a wasted time. Like, He has a purpose for this time, and He will finish it to His completion, how He wants to.
One of my favorite authors is a guy named Max Lucado, and he's got a story. I love reading him because he always shares these stories. And there's one where he's talking about being on the anvil. And right now, I feel like that we're on the anvil. And what I mean when I say that, and what he's alluding to when he says that, he says, to be a useful tool for God, to be something he can use, you have to think about like a blacksmith. They take the metal and they purge it in a fire. You know, and they heat it up and it's really hot and it's very uncomfortable. He takes it out, but he's not done yet. He takes a hammer and he starts hammering it. And I feel like right now, I know in my life, we're being hammered.
Yeah.
But here's the
That's for
bright
sure.
side of that whole deal. At some point, God finishes that process and we become a tool that is useful for his purposes.
Oh, for sure.
And so, during right now, I just keep reminding myself, thinking about that story. Brother Rodney had a great message this weekend, and one of the scriptures that he shared was he was talking about, it was in John chapter 16, and it says, Jesus is talking to the disciples, and he says, I have told you these things, John 16:33, I'll put it down in the comment section. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. I love that. In me you may have peace. And he says, you will have suffering in this world. And then he doesn't just stop right there. He goes, be courageous. And it's an imperative. He says, be courageous. I have conquered the world. And so that gives me a lot of encouragement, especially right now, with the way everything's going on, that God is in control and he has not forgotten us. He's not forsaken us. And right now we're just going through a time where he is making us and creating us into something that's going to be amazing. Can you just imagine how church is going to be whenever we're able to come back together?
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm hugging everyone.
It's going to be like Sister Act, okay? It's going to be like, it's going to be.
I don't care if you don't like hugs.
We
My
got-
Myers
we
are
got-
coming straight for you.
Oh, no.
With open arms.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Anyone who doesn't like hugs, I'm coming for you.
That's awesome. Ladies, thank y'all so much for coming today. This has been
Thank you.
good.
Yeah,
I
it was
appreciate
good.
you guys coming and sharing, and may have to have you guys come back at some point. But love you guys, and I want to pray for y'all, if that's okay.
Perfect.
So let's
Yes,
pray.
I'd love to.
Father, right now, I just pray for our seniors. Lord, I just pray for them. Lord, I just pray that you just give them peace in the midst of this storm. Lord, I pray that you just give them encouragement. Lord, let them see you in the little things in life. And Lord, each day, let them know that you love them. Be with them and their family. Keep them safe. Keep them healthy. In your name we pray. Amen. Y'all, thanks for joining us this week. Man,
Thanks, y'all.
hey, send in those trick shots. We're doing trick shots this week. So make sure you post those on social media because we'll send the pizza to your house.
Jordan. I said Kobe, but that's never mind.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Sad.
Thanks. Y'all have a great
I don't
week.
even notice it.